Imagine a place so remote, so pristine, it feels like stepping onto another planet. Welcome to the unique journey of planning our bucket list trip to Antarctica. This video should help others thinking in terms of a similar trip by understanding the planning that is going into our trip. Please like and subscribe to our channel so that you may receive further updates as we continue with our trip preparation. Let's unpack the process. Like in any other activity in life, having a clear objective is pivotal to success. In order to define this objective, we explored several options for a trip to Antarctica and narrowed down on the most important items for us, which were: first, one needs to be clear on the destination. While ships visit Antarctica from October through March, most just touch the northern tip of the continent, spending more time on the Falklands and North Georgia Islands than on Antarctica. By mid or end November, most beaches and landing areas have become soggy and soft due to increasing temperatures and the number of passengers landing, making the whole process messy and uncomfortable. Going further south, where very few dare to venture, is a good solution to visiting the deep south and experiencing the continent in a very different way. We wanted to go beyond the Antarctic Circle, and we quickly found that ships go to that region of the world only in the month of March. For the rest of the year, the ice is too thick to go that far south. So this area is accessible only in the third or last week of March, which is typically the end of Antarctica summer, and the temperature has risen sufficiently and the ice is thin enough to permit passage of the expedition ice-class ships to go there safely. The second objective was comfort. Comfort is essential for a pleasant voyage. A cabin with a balcony provides a private refuge amidst the vast icy wilderness. Sharing a cabin or a bathroom may not be to everyone's taste. We wanted to travel in a cabin with a balcony without having to share a cabin or a toilet with strangers. This, we quickly realized, was not as easily achieved as it might seem. Large ships that have several cabins and a lot of luxury cannot get close enough or as far south as we desired to go. This makes landings on Antarctica difficult, and the experience is then limited to viewing from afar. To be able to step ashore on Antarctica, one needs to go on a smaller expedition ship, very few of which offer cabins with balconies. Those that do offer this luxury have very limited availability, and they all require the booking to be made by paying a non-refundable deposit at least 1 year in advance. Our booking was hence made and paid for as early as March 2023 for the trip in March 2024. The third step in defining our objective was to look at the budget. Luxury amenities like pools and jacuzzis might be appealing, but if you are watching your wallet, focus on smaller expedition ships. Remember, a trip to Antarctica is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, so every penny saved is worth it. We did not have a ton of money to pay for a luxury cruise, so we chose to eliminate luxury items like a pool, jacuzzi, spa, etc., and looked only for the small expedition ships. And the last but not the least, we considered safety. I served 21 years in the Navy. Although I was a helicopter pilot, I did command a warship at sea and have held a master's ticket. I was therefore very choosy about compliance with maritime safety regulations and ice class of the ship. I eliminated every ship that was not a Polar Class 6 vessel and that was more than 10 years in age. I also eliminated from my search every ship that was built for another purpose and later modified to serve as a cruise ship to carry passengers to Antarctica. Based on these parameters, I narrowed down my search to just a handful of shipping companies and later chose to go with Oceanwide Expedition on their ship MV Honduras, which is the first registered Polar Class 6 vessel in the world, purpose-built for this role in 2019, meeting the highest and the latest Lloyd's Register standards for ice-strengthened cruise ships, surpassing the requirements of the Polar Code adopted by the International Maritime Organization. This ship offers 6 cabins with balcony, and we booked one of those. The company does not offer any freebies except for rubber boots for shore landings. The next item to be considered was winter clothing. We live in Quito, which although is located at 10,000 feet, is also located on the equator, and it never really gets as cold as we expect it to get in Antarctica. And therefore, we set out to do a lot of research on nature and type of clothing that we will need during our travel to Antarctica. While the more expensive cruise liners would give you a parka free to carry home, don't be fooled. They charge double or more than double the price that we have paid for our cabin. And we realized that the winter clothing really does not cost as much. As you can see from the images on the screen, we bought the entire winter clothing at just $250 per head. This included thermal inners, merino wool socks, ski pants and parkas, both waterproof over 10,000 mm and windproof, fleece lined with at least 5,000 GM breathability rating, double layered touchscreen compatible gloves, balaclavas and winter boots for use on the ship. Is this gear good enough for extreme cold of Antarctica? Well, stay tuned, as that's a topic for our next video. So friends, please like and subscribe so that you can follow us as we travel from Quito to Miami, Miami to Dallas, and Dallas to Anchorage to try out our winter gear and spend the new year with the Northern Lights.